We're live. We're already live. We've been waiting for 38 minutes on YouTube. All right. Can we start? Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna start. We've been waiting for 38 minutes. Yeah, I knew you were coming hot. Relax. Here we go. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS. Brought to you by Mortgage CS. Become a Mortgage CS Ricky VIP at mortgagecs.com/Ricky. Big Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds. Get this special limited edition Rebel shirt with your order at the link in the description of this pod. Limited edition. I think there's less than 50 of them. And Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, the official sponsor of the Corner 3 newsletter with Zoe. Subscribe at rightstoRickySanchez.com/newsletter. On the show today, what a stunning victory. Not dead yet. The Sixers win Game 5 and send the series back to Philadelphia with a just remarkably clutch performance by one Tyrese Maxey. I can't believe they won. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, which some of you have been doing for 40 minutes, that's not in the final pod, but if you're watching live on YouTube, we've been here for 40 minutes, subscribe and turn on notifications. Subscribe and notifications. We do a podcast live after every playoff game, so subscribe and turn on notifications. I did mention Stateside or Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka. So Surfside came to WIP today and dropped these off. Look, Mike, the year bottle, the year Stateside vodka bottle. It's got the year logo on the front, matte black gold leaf, and on the back the Ricky logo and the signatures. It's available it's a really just fucking sweet bottle. It looks amazing in person. You can go to the link in the description of the pod right now to order them. Only 1,000 of them in existence. And of course, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka is amazing. The Sixers won. Without any further ado, Amos and the chef.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Welcome to the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. I'm Spike Eskin, along with a guy who just finished the game on DVR, on delay, 40
on CJ's DVR.
On CJ's DVR, because Mike didn't know how to watch his DVR remotely.
It doesn't work remotely.
Anyway, he's live at work.
And your DVR didn't work remotely.
I think mine is because I'm in the market.
CJ had to save the day. It was CJ for the fucking. I would have been so fucking screwed.
You would have been. The Sixers won.
I'm recording live from work. I'm in a truly a soundproof screening room at my office. So I was allowed to be very loud.
I was going to say, you look like you're in
an abyss.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the best sound quality that we will have had on a podcast. I haven't digested anything. I just signed on. As soon as the game ended, I signed right on. Okay. I can't believe it. I can't believe they won that game. It's 77 times in that game. I was like, it's over. They lose. Fuck them. Yeah. I was starting to get excited. Like, at least I don't have to do a podcast after every game. I can do this other thing I have this weekend. I'm like, no. Game 6, necessary, coming back home. Unreal. Tyrese Maxey, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable level of shot making. 17 of 30 from the field, 46 shots, points, 7 of 12 from 3.
Unbelievable.
The logo 3 at the end of regulation is going to get, because the pull-up is unbelievable.
Yep. And he knew he had to do it, by the way.
He knew he had to do it, and he didn't want to wait and see if he can draw something up. But the 4-point play that Mitch Robinson fouled him on, where they initially called it a 2, and I thought it was a 3 at the time. I mean, they were down an unbelievable level of shot making. Maxey was the entire offense for so much of this game. Joel only finished with 19 points. Oh, Joel had triple-double. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Not know that.
He had a quadruple-double, actually. Because
Almost. He had 9 turnovers.
Oh, I thought he had 10. Oh, that last one, they must not have counted as a Embiid turnover.
Unbelievable. Maxey just kept bringing him back from the dead over and over again, over and over again. Drive, absorb contact, hit the floater. Weirdly missed 3 big free throws late.
Stunning, by the way.
Awful. A tough turnover that was frustrating, but like the free throws to ice it, the step back in overtime, they started leaving the reigning MVP to get the ball out of Tyrese Maxey's hands. They wanted literally anything else to happen. And he still burned them over and over again. 46, 9 and 5. He played 52 fucking minutes. I mean, he wasn't getting calls. Just a wonderful, truly wonderful performance to continue like Samwise Gamgee grabbing the Sixers off the fucking cliff and fucking yanking them back up in Mount Doom and saying, not today. One fucking more win for Tyrese Maxey. An unbelievable performance. Give him more than a max contract. Tobias, give him all Tobias's money. All Embiid's money, everybody's money, Doc Rivers' money. Everybody got to give Tyrese's money.
It's amazing too because game 2 would have been another one of these games for him if the end didn't happen as it happened, you know, because he did hit that basically the game-winning shot that they blew. So, funny thing about the 4-point play.
Woo!
So CJ and I were, by the way, Sixers are 3-point favorites at DraftKings Sportsbook in Game 6 on Thursday night. So CJ and I are texting, and I said to him, if we win, let's just jump on the stream and not talk about the game because there's going to be people there. So we'll just answer questions or whatever. So at a certain point, I go to pee when Maxey hit the 4-point play, the Knicks were up 4? We're up 5?
I think it was 6.
5 or 6. Okay.
I think it was 6, and then the 3, and then cut it to 2.
So I go to pee, and I come back, and I text CJ while I'm peeing with the Knicks up 6. Guess we'll start the pod when Mike is done watching the game, assuming it was a loss. I sit down. I see the 4-point play as I sit back down. Just a stunning turn of events. And here's what's weird about Maxey. And it was obviously an insane game from him. He had a lot of weird energy, I felt like, in the first half, where he was sort of losing the ball. He fell down a couple of times. It almost felt like his brain was working faster than his body was.
God, he had 5 fouls. I didn't even know. Oh, my God.
Maxey did.
Yeah.
Wow, outrageous. And it was so in line with how I felt like, and we'll get to Joel obviously momentarily, but the way that I felt like Joel's energy was in the beginning of the game, my gut was, oh, this is obviously a loss. Like, I've seen this game before. And when Maxey was sort of was doing that in the first half, I felt like he was off too. But boy, did he settle in, man. And
it's just so clear that like he is the offense right now, and Joel's obviously not 100%. And when he's not, Joel was not trusting the jumper, and we'll talk about that in a second. But like Joel wasn't working, and the other guys weren't hitting shots, and it was just like it's either going to be Maxey or it's not going to be anybody. And like he started going at the rim, a gorgeous high finger roll with a guy on his hip, so much touch, some scoop floaters off the glass high over Hartenstein, a contested one off the glass to beat the second quarter buzzer. I mean, that movement just died over and over again at the points in this series when the Sixers offense stalled. It was Maxey stopped moving. They couldn't get Maxey the ball. They couldn't get Maxey on the run. And you could tell all game long, even though he didn't get so much going early on, it was like he's going to be moving this entire game and running around screens and DHOs and attacking off movement. And it's just because it's so limiting when he's making him attack a set defense is such a limiting way to play. And that's why it was so frustrating watching everyone just stand there. And it's like, you got to be moving. You got to be the threat because he can pull up and step back so easily and obviously drive by you. And off the catch, you're worried about the shot and he blows the other way. And then you have to help. And then it's just so much movement comes from just Maxey being Maxey. And when at the points, obviously he's tired and he's getting leaned on and he's not getting those calls. But like the difference in Sixers offense when Maxey is catching on the move or getting on the move or running through screens or whatever, versus not is huge. And it felt like all game long he was like, you're going to have to worry about me the entire time. I'm not just going to stand in the corner and wait it out. I mean, the crossover to get free of McBride and hit the three was absolutely sick.
Yep.
You know, the only weird thing for me with Maxey was like, obviously the free throws were tough, but he's totally just like removed the floater from his arsenal in the last couple games. I don't really understand it. Like,
I think it hurts him too because he just sort of attacks the rim maybe a little too fast.
Yeah,
sometimes.
and if he's 6'6", he's dunking on those guys, but he's not, and so he can't really dunk very often over traffic, especially the Knicks who are athletic and long. And so there's times when it's like, man, that would be a floater in the regular season, but he's trying to go all the way to the rim to draw the foul, and he's just not getting those foul calls. Some of them are bad whistles, but also some of them are just like, I think he's going in without a plan sometimes, and by the end he was just kind of spent. When he landed on his elbow, it was like, I think he's just very tired at this point from doing all of it. But he hit enough shots. I mean, I thought his defense was pretty damn good. I thought he did a good job on the glass, getting to floorboards first and boxing out bigger guys. What can you say? 7 of 12 from 3, 46 points in an elimination game in the fucking Garden, man.
Yeah, it was. He grew up a little bit tonight. I felt like, you know, what I mean?
He's grown man, he's grown ass man. He's Hubie Brown's age now.
Yeah,
fucking grown up as hell.
You know what's
unbelievable?
Wild? Hubie Brown's almost 4 times as old as Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
How old is Hubie Brown? He's like 90.
I think he's over 4 times as old. I think you're underselling it.
Well, that would be Maxey's 23, right?
I don't know. 22.
That'd be 92.
If he's 22, then he's not 4 times as old. If he's 23, then he is.
Yeah. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. As I mentioned, Sixers are now 3-point favorites in Game 6. Let me look at the series line, which is actually interesting to me. Let's see. I can't find.
I can't believe there's another game. Oh my god.
I can't find the series props. Anyway.
Unreal.
Team props? Nah. Series props. Team futures? I don't know. Sixers are plus 3,500 to win the title. Throw $10 down on it. Come on. Plus 3,500 to win the title. Throw $10 on it. Do
the opposite. Just hedge forever.
Well,
hedge,
so funny
hedge
story.
eternally.
So funny story. There's a guy named Max for DraftKings. Shout out Max, who reaches out to me once in a while. He's like, "Hey, do you guys want a same game parlay for the game?" So he reached out to me this morning and he's like, "Hey, emotional hedge same game parlay today." And I said, "Max, everybody is far too mad for the emotional hedge one. We cannot do this one today." I said, maybe if they win Game 5. You can do your own same game parlay with DraftKings Sportsbook. That is the only place you can bet the NBA playoffs, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Same game parlays, pick whatever one you want. The Sixers 3-point favorites, fucking load up on it. Why not? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code RTRS. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, but you have to use code RTRS with our friends at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Got to be 21. See show notes for details.
I just watched the Maxey logo 3 again. Unbelievable. That's from the E.
Let me ask you,
with the game on the line.
Until the logo 3. Second half, what did you think, actually, starting in second quarter, what did you think the percentage chance the Sixers were going to win the game as you were watching it?
Well, it's so weird. I mean, watching, it's a totally different experience watching on delay.
Yes.
Like, I was checking on it during the game. I'm in the writer's room. I was just like kind of looking at my phone from time to time. Seeing,
so
like,
you
it's
saw
close
scores
down.
sometimes?
I saw scores. Usually
Okay.
I go radio silence, but I don't know. I just wanted to know, like, if they're going to lose by 40, I don't want to, like, be invested in it. And so the last thing I saw was, I think I saw it going into fourth quarter, whatever, like, you know, it's a 1-point game.
By the way, per DraftKings, which we're getting live updates on, shout out Ethan, Sixers are plus 300 to win the series. So continue.
Yeah, so the fourth quarter started, and at that point, I had my phone. I didn't look at it. I didn't know anything, and so it was weird going like I know that it's going to get to the fourth quarter and it's going to be a 1-point game, and then the fourth quarter happens, and I felt like I was falling without a parachute. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's doing anything. I don't know if somebody gets hurt. I see my text messages piling up, and I'm not looking at them. But there were times where they stretch the lead a little bit, and you feel like maybe this is it. Maybe they just pull away, and then they just like the Knicks keep coming back, and then no lead felt safe. Everything was like 5-6 max at that point in the game, and you know, it was not a good Joel game.
No.
It was not a great Joel game, let's say. A few bunnies that he's been hitting all season. He has a wide open 3, just like the end of Game 4, that he passes up and decides to drive instead, and then he tries a soft finger roll because they collapsed on him, and then OG has the block on him. That's just bad. He just it just can't happen. Like, especially when you're not explosive enough to finish over people right now. So like you gotta take open shots, man. Like you gotta take open shots.
What's wild about him too is when he goes out of the game and he played the entire second half, or I think they stole a couple minutes.
Quarter,
it was small ball, but they're so clueless on offense without him out there that even when he's playing bad, somehow they look worse on offense when he's not in the game.
100%.
Even when he's bad.
Absolutely. I want to talk about that in a second. Embiid has campaign open. He decides to shoot over Mitchell Robinson and gets blocked. It turns into a Knicks transition bucket. But like even with all that stuff, the defense is always there. It's always there for him. Yeah, Brunson blew by him a couple times. That's going to happen. He had a couple, he walked into a couple threes over, and we'll talk about how they defended Brunson a little bit later. But, I mean, some really, really great block on a Hartenstein dunk attempt, block on a Josh Hart drive to force a 24-second. After he did get scored on Brunson at the rim a couple times, Jalen tried to draw the body contact and didn't get enough. It was such a clear, initiate the contact and bounce off him, and Embiid sent the shot into the eighth row. I'm glad they made a no call on that.
Obviously, elite grifter, Jalen Brunson.
Of course, and we have ours also, but I thought the flagrant was an insane call to make at that point in the game. Like, I don't think refs have ever seen a basketball game before. It's overtime in an elimination game, and Embiid's trying to block a shot, and he hit him because the face is on the way to the shot. It's just grow up. Grow up and don't make that call in that moment. Sometimes guys' faces are going to get hit because they're around where they're taking a shot, and they get bumped on that thing. There's a difference between it drives me fucking crazy, too. I can't believe they made that call. Luckily, I got to fast forward through that stuff. Otherwise, I would have just imploded on national television.
They don't base I know you don't care right now, but they don't base the call on intent. They base the call on what actually happened.
Which I think is just ridiculous. I think it's just ridiculous. A flagrant should be about intent. That was an overly aggressive play in that moment to do. It's just that just wasn't it. He was trying to block him, and his face was there. That happens. And I don't think, by the way, the elbow when you're swinging the ball around should always be a flagrant. It just shouldn't. It's just those are basketball plays. Sometimes basketball plays happen. Sometimes face gets hurt in basketball. Your face is there. Anyway, some really bad passing from Joel. A couple good ones. Obviously, a 10 assists. That was huge. But 9 turnovers on sloppiness.
Before we go full Joel, CJ, can you put this up? Just a promise that Andrew Unterberger promised if the Sixers win this game, I will
You got to get clearance. You got to get permits for that, buddy.
If the Sixers win this game, I will personally build a Mike Muscala statue outside of the Wells Fargo Center, a big one.
Not even the Iverson Small one. Wow.
Sorry, buddy. We need you to do this. We need you there on Thursday. Building this statue.
Build it. But yeah, those passing turnovers, they were coming in hot. Some of them were careless, like that he's done his whole career, just sort of thrown away, assuming it's going to go in the right place and not being focused, not being engaged. It kills me. Allah even called him out on it, which he rarely does. The worst one was facing up against a double team and sort of just one hand chucking it and getting taken the other way. At that point, I thought the game was over. That's when Nurse took Joel out in the fourth quarter and stole a couple minutes without him. But he does enough, man. He did enough. He did enough to do it. He was pretty decent on there. How many offensive rebounds did they have? They only had 6 offensive rebounds. Joel had 16 himself rebounds overall, 5 offensive. He started hitting a couple jumpers. It was off a Maxey drive to draw in Mitch and tossed to Joel back for 3. That was big. Then he settled into his mid-range game, hit a couple floater and one, hit a big and one that I think he missed a foul on off I forget who it was, but a big, huge offensive rebound and putback off a Nico missed 3. He barely misses a hook that would have given the lead. There's just enough going, even when he has Josh Hart on him and he tries to grift a foul and he doesn't get it, and then he just misses a bad shot, and that's just come on, you gotta do it. But it's we're living with it. We're living and dying with it. The defense is good enough, and he's just the offense, even without him doing so much, still looks better with him just being there. I hated Joel posting up late so much. I hated it.
Yeah.
So much. No actions, no movement.
Well, just run a high pick and roll with
run
Maxey
the same
and Embiid.
Double drag that you've been running all series. Get somebody movement, make them make a decision, see if somebody can get open. The idea that Joel, at this stage in the game, 48 minutes into it, whatever, is going to post up Mitchell Robinson and something good's going to happen when he has 9 turnovers already. It's just it was really bad. They go away from that, and Maxey got hot. Joel had a nice look to Oubre off a drive. I appreciated that. And then the contact, drawing the contact on Deuce McBride and hitting the jumper and one late was really big. And so it was a very it was a sum of everything. It was a James Harden red blend of a Joel game, something for everybody. If you thought he was a loser that doesn't care about it, that doesn't show up in big games, you got it. He only got to the line 6 times, which is crazy. If you thought he's like carrying the team by himself because he was a plus 14 and they couldn't survive without him, you obviously got that. He had a triple-double. He had 4 blocks. He dives on the ground for the biggest rebound of the game. That felt like it was momentous for me, at least, that he fucking got that goddamn rebound. Yeah. And Nick Nurse gets the timeout. It was something for everybody. So thank you to James Harden for that.
We spent the entire show today on WIP, me saying that I believed that Embiid was going to stand up tonight. I didn't know if they would win or not win, but we were going to get one of a true Embiid game. Where did Mike go? Did Mike die? Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. Because of the background, when you disappear, it looks like you've
I'm still reacting to the game. I haven't come down yet. I'm fucking driving 100 miles an hour here.
So it's funny watching this game. I started thinking toward the very, very end, man, if they win this, I don't even know what the fuck to say about Joel. Here's the thing about Joel. Did he compete on defense? Absolutely. Did he rebound the ball well? Absolutely. 100%. The energy was not right, was not good for a game like this. The team, you can have PJ Tuckers, you can have Patrick Beverleys, you can have all those guys, but by and large, the team needs to follow the energy of the best player on the team. The best player on the team sets that energy. He did such a good job of that in Game 3. Now, it's also good that he scored 50 points, but he did a great job setting that energy. He did not set that energy tonight. And with that energy, seems like those sloppy passes come with this Joel energy. Now, I give him credit for competing defensively and competing from a rebound perspective. And he won the game for them in Game 3, and today they saved him a little bit. Even. But you can't, he is too important from an emotional perspective for the team. They do follow him. He is too important to come out visually and emotionally and that isn't to say I understand the knee thing, I understand the Bell's palsy, I understand all those things, but you're either playing or you're not. And he's playing. And if he's going to play and be that guy, he just emotionally, he has to be more there than he was tonight. And 10 turnovers or 9 turnovers is just. Now, it was interesting because in the beginning of the game, this reminded me of the Nets series that you weren't here for last year. But the Nets series, they doubled him on touch every time. And he was getting rid of the ball very early in the shot clock. As soon as they would double him, he moved the ball. And in the first half, he was making the right basic pass out of the double team, and they were getting wide open threes, and we were just missing them. And he was doing the right thing. And I felt like even though the shot wasn't there, he was doing the right thing. But he got frustrated and tired, and that's when the turnovers came there.
And he got frustrated that his team started missing shots. The first quarter, they were just missing so many open threes. The shots just weren't falling for role players. And it's what felt like was happening was a thing that Daryl would probably just explain away of just we missed shots. We should have made them. If the threes went in, it'd be a different game. And it's a little bit of that, but it's a little bit of other stuff also. And it was it felt like the Knicks were allowed to help off shooters and not get burned. Yes. And the Sixers couldn't help on shooters without getting burned.
Yes.
If you make Dante DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride, and OG Anunoby shoot off the catch, they're going to hit those shots. They're going to be good enough to hit those shots. And when there were a couple times when they had to take shots off the dribble, and that's one of my biggest basketball core principles is make role players try to take shots off the dribble and make them make contest shots. And if you just run them off the line, then something good will happen. And that seemed to be the case tonight. What did the Knicks shoot? They didn't shoot. Knicks didn't shoot well from 3 tonight. Which helps. I mean, it's just it's at a certain point you just
make or miss league.
A little bit make or miss league towards the end there, especially when Tyrese got hot.
And by the way, in that first half, when you have all those open threes, boy, that is where Buddy Hield not being playable is crushing. Yeah. Because I would much rather have Buddy Hield taking that shot than Kelly or Tobias. Yeah. Now, speaking of Tobias,
got to talk about Tobias.
He hit a big bucket He hit those fucking free throws.
Bunch of big buckets. 19 points on 11 shots. Tobias, plus 11, second on the team.
By the way,
Tobias, in maybe his last game ever as a Sixer. Not yet.
By the way.
Contract expired? Not yet.
By the way, 19 points. That's all you have to do, buddy.
Well,
that's all.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to get him going early. It felt like they've done that a bunch of times this series. It felt like where they're like, please get going. Anything out of you. We're just going to keep trying to start out the game where it's like we're going to drop 6 out of the first 10 plays are going to be Tobias plays. And it just they seem to have another choice. They got a cut middle and a good pass from Lowry for a layup. He hit 3 corner threes in the game. He was 3 of 6 from deep. God bless him. The only guy to hit a corner 3 all game, I'm pretty sure. I think the Sixers were 0 for everything else from the corner. He had a couple good strips on OG. That was pretty big. You know, he did what he could on Brunson. He's just not fast enough to move with him or quick or long enough to, like, affect a contest. And then some really lazy work in the fourth quarter to foul Jalen on the continuation and one as he was, like, arguing with the refs. It was just, like, an indication of the stiffest hips in the league, Tobias Harris. I hated a helpless pull-up 14-foot jumper in transition 1-on-3. That fucking encapsulation.
Terrible.
Absolutely wanted me to drown myself.
Yeah.
But he did finally get a few back downs to work, finally punished like the smaller guys covering him. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to take open shots. You got to hit a couple of them. And you got to, if they're going to cover you with Jalen Brunson or Dante DiVincenzo, you're 6 inches bigger than those guys. It's like, make them pay for it. And he did it in a balanced way, and that was big. And the tough... This was Barry. I don't even remember what quarter it was, third or fourth. I think it might have been during the non-Embiid few minutes in the fourth. Big shot clock winding down, tough contested jump shot over OG Anunoby that Tobias has missed all series. And that was a huge, like, guys, one guy in the back of an arena goes, he's a bucket. Like, right there in that moment. Like, and he's not, and he hasn't been, but thank God that one guy believed, Jason Lipschutz. And then, man, 16 seconds left in overtime, hitting both free throws when the Sixers have given so many games away in that moment to hit both his only free throws of the game because he doesn't get to the goddamn line.
They were like his, Fritz said to me in text, they were like his Andre Iguodala, the farewell free throws.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, exactly. But that was huge. I mean, the non-Embiid, it was a, you know, just as big of a problem as, I was going to say this for later, but because we're talking about Tobias, just as big of a problem as the rebounding, which wasn't a problem tonight. They did box out. They did do it pretty consistently. Obviously, the Knicks still got a couple, but like that's going to happen. Really did clean that up really, really well. But just as big of a problem, and maybe bigger, is that they cannot match up quickly in transition. And those things go hand in hand. The fact like the Knicks can crash an offensive glass and get all the rebounds on the defensive glass, and the Knicks can still get out in transition and score in that way, is infuriating. And Tobias is so often the culprit. He constantly loses his man. He just ball watches. He drops too far. He doesn't find the trailer. He at one point switched off Brunson to help on a Deuce McBride drive with Embiid behind him protecting the rim. Like, he just can't help himself. Like, for a guy that is known to be like a pretty smart player, a heady player, is in the right place at the right time, like, he's seemingly always getting burned by like ball watching as his man steps into a wide open 3 with 20 feet of space. I'd honestly rather in transition just like grab them and foul them. They just give up so much in transition, which is such a bummer because, again, in this game, the defense was pretty good. Like, the half-court defense is great. And to give up, not in this game, but offensive rebounds and then transition opportunities, especially when Brunson's on the bench, like, transition opportunities just kill them because they don't have other ways to score. And it blows my mind that that's the one thing that they have not cleaned up is communicating and matching up in transition. The Knicks do it so well. And Tobias really crushed me on that a couple times tonight.
The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Mortgage CS. We love Mortgage CS. We love our partners. Mortgage CS is the only place you got to use if you need a mortgage. That's why they call themselves Mortgage CS. CS stands for Concierge Service. They are going to give you personal, informative, friendly, great service as your mortgage broker. What a mortgage broker does is they don't have the money to lend out. They go to the mortgage lenders and find the the mortgage for you. The best thing about them being independent, which they are, is that their only responsibility is to you. The bigger mortgage brokers, if you Google, where should I get a mortgage? The first ones that pop up, first of all, when you put your email address in there, you're never going to stop getting emails from them. It'll be incessant for the rest of your life. The second thing is they have deals with banks that you don't know about. You don't know about those deals. So they could be leading you away that benefits them that you don't know about. Might not benefit you as much. Mortgage CS does not. They're independent. They are there for you whenever you need them. They're responsive every minute of the day, every day of the week. Here is Ben, the CEO's cell phone number, 267-391-7425. That is 267-391-7425. You call him or text him at any point. That is, if you're looking for a house. And by the way, the market is so competitive right now, you might need a pre-qualification letter on Thursday at 8 o'clock. They're there for you. Super competitive market. And when there is a super competitive market, having any edge helps you get the house. Mortgage CS will help you win your bid. They'll give you tips on how to bid competitively. They will call the listing agent when your bid is in. Part of getting your bid accepted is them believing that the mortgage is actually going to happen. They will call, assure them it's going to happen. They've got a great reputation. They're always available. We love Mortgage CS. We love them. Go to mortgagecs.com/Ricky to schedule your one-on-one consultation. mortgagecs.com/Ricky, and they created such a great site for us as well. Or you can call or text Ben at any point, 267-391-7425. There's a lot of people watching right now. You call or text Ben right now. See if he's fired up. 267-391-7425. If you don't believe me, look at all the great Google reviews. There's hundreds of them, all 5 stars. Again, mortgagecs.com/Ricky or Ben at 267-391-7425. This advertisement is not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Mortgage CS is an equal housing opportunity mortgage broker. All loans are subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Company NMLS 1464766. Visit mortgagecs.com/Ricky for more information.
A couple big things that we haven't talked about yet.
I want to talk about... Oh, okay, you.
After last game, when Lowry misses the free throw intentionally, Maxey was not aware he was going to do so, and then they gave up an opportunity to tie the game there. To a smart, very smart, so often done wrong, waiting to foul. There was like 25 seconds left in regulation.
Yes, waiting
to foul 15. Until the person that they wanted to have foul. The ball fouled. They didn't just foul Brunson right away. It
was Hart,
just wait. They fouled Josh Hart, and who fouled Josh Hart? But Nick fucking Batum. A great play. Josh Hart, who played 53 minutes in this game. That's all of them. And I'm going to say, yes.
Wow.
And I'm going to say, that's why he missed the free throws. Yeah. You can't play. He also had exactly 0 offensive rebounds. That is Nick Nurse, who I called out last podcast, scheming to make sure that doesn't fucking happen because he's crushing them. Yeah. Crushing them on the offensive glass. So Batum fouls him. He splits the free throws, gives Maxey a chance to tie it. A great job staying with Brunson on the last play of regulation. Huge block, sliding those beautiful French feet without fouling. Unbelievable.
I was sliding my feet.
There you go. Still always a surprise that it's a decent impression. Batum to Oubre to take the lead on a cut. Could have been an alley-oop. Oubre almost fumbled it, but it was a great play that Nurse drew up and to get Oubre wide open, and Batum made that pass. And then one of my favorite plays, man. One of my favorite plays, because it happens to the Sixers all the goddamn time, and to see it happen to somebody else was so sweet. Brunson, ISO, Nick Batum on him, Hartenstein in the corner. Brunson step back, goes to rise up. Batum contests so well that Brunson has to make the pass as Hartenstein is cutting for an offensive rebound to crash the glass. Turnover. That was pretty much the game. Huge stuff. And Batum, had missed open threes, didn't impact the game too much on the offensive end, but like those heady plays to make that shit happen. Also 8 big rebounds in 33 minutes. Also, he had a really horrible pass to a wide open Maxey in transition that I thought was like, as soon as that pass missed, I was like, oh, the game's over, they're losing. But really, really big stuff out of Nick Batum. And it, after some like brain dead mistakes in the last couple games to win this one, because that one fouling the right guy, trusting that he would split, and he almost missed both. And then those couple defensive plays, man, really, really big. I love that shit, man. I love Nick Batum. I'm so happy he was here.
I study a lot of film, and I see with Brunson, his tendencies.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Can we talk about campaign?
Yes.
Bro,
Campaign, man.
this dude has the biggest nuts on the planet.
Unreal.
He's got the biggest nuts on the planet. And I say it every fucking time. The thing I love most about Campaign is he fucking loves being out there.
Yeah.
He loves it. He loves balling. There is no fear. He's got the ugliest jump shot in the history of the NBA.
Yep.
But I think I said to you, it was probably a month ago, that every time Campaign shoots, I think it's going in.
Yeah.
I still feel that way.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that, what did he play, 15 minutes tonight?
14, yeah.
Yeah. And he is the right guy to be playing those 15 minutes. Absolutely. He is not scared. He is a good shooter. He feels like he hits every open shot he takes.
Yeah.
And he gives them, I was talking about Embiid's bad energy. Campaign is the energy they need on the court right there. It's like Pat Bev without the trolley, hurting somebody's stuff. I love Campaign, and I did not expect to love him. I thought he was going to suck, but he's been like a godsend in this series.
Yeah, I mean those threes were big, and he only had one assist, but his ability to just beat somebody off the dribble and then do something with it in the mid range. He had that floater. He hit a shot last game off of it. He can touch paint and spray it out. Like, that offense looks so much better when somebody is driving and collapsing the defense or making them pay with a little like open floater if they don't. And he was really good. Really big. I mean, I love the playoffs are so fun because like random shit like this happens. All of a sudden Campaign becomes one of your favorite Sixers of all time because of this like small increment runs that he's on.
But they're perfect. They're exactly
great.
what they need.
They're great.
When he's in there.
I might give him more minutes, honestly. I might give him minutes. I might play him. Like, he's obviously not a great defensive player and he's more exploitable. But like, if you can sit in a zone with Maxey and Payne at the top of it and just say like, all right, hit shots over it. They're going to be contested, whatever. Then like you can allow Maxey to come like off screens and work off ball a little bit more while Payne can also attack the rim. It feels like that could be interesting. I might try it out, play them a little bit more together.
People keep saying in the chat that I look like Campaign. I don't look like Campaign, do I?
There might be a face shape situation happening.
Shit.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Well, he's got big foot. We have the same size balls.
The same sized balls. Prove it. No Melton tonight. I think that was probably the right call. He just didn't look right.
Yeah. By the way, the most brain dead Kyle Lowry run of the entire Sixers, just a couple of brain dead plays was just.
Yeah. He didn't do much like positive, but it just felt like he was a beat behind on those rotation, which he normally gets strips on, and instead he gave up like a couple and ones, which really killed. Nothing really to report from Kyle Lowry. I'm still happy he's there, good to be around, but he's the kind of guy where if he's not getting something going and you can feel like the offense sags because he's not hitting threes and he's not like that much of a threat to drive anymore, then that might be a time when you go like, oh, I'll pull him for Campaign. Or what they did do, which is Maxey and everybody else big, finish with size. And so it was Maxey with Oubre at the 2, Tobias and Batum as the wings and Embiid. And that I'm sure also helped them prevent the Knicks from getting some offensive rebounds. The non-Embiid minutes, it's so frustrating because like obviously B-Ball didn't play great. He was a couple games in a row.
Yeah, what was crazy to me is the way that he's not playing great is it's his brain sizzling a little bit in that he is doing things he should not be trying to do. Like don't attack that B-ball, like pass that back out to the perimeter. I just always feel like when he has too many decisions to make that he is worse. And I thought he was like specifically bad these last 2 games. I was disappointed.
Yeah, there's so few. The sample size is so small. And like he didn't play well and that's that and it's certain, but everything gets magnified over such a small period of time. And the Knicks know how good they are in the non-Embiid minutes and the Sixers know how bad they are in the non-Embiid minutes. And you're just like, everybody's clenching everything in that moment to go like, can we just survive it? And it just feels like the Sixers get snake bit in that moment. Like Maxey had a rolling B-ball for a dunk. Maxey takes a layup for himself. It rattled out. B-ball has an opportunity for the putback, but he fumbles it. Then B-ball has a dunk off a drive. Mitch Robinson, great recovery block it goes off B-ball out of bounds. It's just there's so many that's kind of fumbling. Like those minutes without Embiid just feel so uniquely futile and like so specifically like, God, if that's just one thing. The Knicks steal so many transition points and offensive rebounds with Brunson out, and the Sixers feel like all the wrong bounces happen in those non-Embiid minutes, and that feels like that's been the difference for the most part in this series. I mean, even Maxey missed both of his free throws. He gets fouled finally. He goes to the line. He missed both free throws during those non-Embiid minutes in the fourth. It just crushes you, man. It just fucking crushes you. You're like, can we just survive this? And it's like, no, all the bad things are happening in this like 3-minute stretch. And then I think, to Knicks' credit, went small ball without B-ball in the fourth. I think that was the right call. I don't think it's necessarily sustainable. I again will make the case for KJ Martin and Ricky Council. I think just give him a shot, give me some juice, give me some new legs. Everybody's tired. See if somebody can do something. Payne did something earlier in the series, and he's been a staple now. Like, can we just try it? Surprise them. The Knicks not knowing how to guard somebody or what to expect. It's just these teams know each other so well now. Like somebody with fresh legs and just like a little wild man energy might be nice. But for the most part, like they did what they had to do. The shot started falling with Tyrese later on. The rebounding, like they prevented some early rebounds by getting some strips early. Embiid did a pretty good job of keeping Mitch Robinson and Hartenstein at bay, even though Mitch does such a good job of getting physical early on in his position, and Hartenstein walks him down low and jumps first and taps it back and they get those threes off the offensive rebounds. I thought Tobias did a pretty decent job on the glass on both ends fighting. Yeah, I mean, just survive, man. Like so much of it was survive. I think there were a couple broken plays that like Oubre got points on. It was just it was nice to see. I think he had a couple tip-ins in this game. It was nice to see us like benefit on the like some length and athleticism for a change. Fred Katz, speaking of Oubre, we haven't talked about him that much. Fred Katz said that Oubre did the best job on Brunson on low post. Said that Oubre did the best job on Brunson that anybody has all season. He blew up a dribble handoff for a turnover. He knocked it off Brunson on an inbounds play. That was great. He forced a moving screen on Hartenstein by sliding his feet. If he can just stay focused and locked in and not drift for a moment, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, fuck, my guy's over there. He's so good there. He's so long and balanced, and he's physical, and he does a pretty good job of doing it without fouling on drives. Weirdly, fouls on jumpers more than he should. But he's been great. Had a huge drive late to keep hope alive in regulation. That was huge.
That ball hung on the rim for what seemed
he's
like
got such a weird touch around there, and it was just like dancing on the rim for a while.
Yeah.
He attacked off a miss during the non-Embiid minutes. Had an and one on like a semi-transition. That was big. That's what the Knicks do during non-Brunson. Like if you can beat him in transition, like something good can happen there. And it was nice to see Oubre do that. It was just like enough good stuff happened. Just like enough good stuff happened, and they withstood like a 21-2 run to start the second quarter when the offense just dies. They fall asleep sometimes. It's like they're such an imperfect team. There's so many problem areas. And you're trying to plug all the holes at once, and like thank God that they did that for enough time. And Maxey kept dragging them off the cliff onto safety for enough times. And did you see Nick Nurse broke his finger?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Being pissed off at the refs.
Just like me for real, isn't he? Isn't he, Nick Nurse?
So I have an excruciating Embiid quote right after this, right after Big Barker Therapeutic Dog Beds. BigBarker.com/Ricky, or the link. You know what? I'll throw the link in the chat right now. The link in the chat for this special Big Barker t-shirt. There's Rebel dunking on a couple of fools. Thanks, Mike Pfeffer, for this. Looks like a Slam t-shirt, but it's a Bark t-shirt. And these are first come, first serve. You got to go to the link. It's in the chat if you're watching on YouTube, but if you're listening to the pod, it is in the description. Now, what is great about Big Barker? I guess the question is, what isn't great about Big Barker? Nothing. Big Barker, first of all, looks great in your home. It's a good-looking dog bed. You can keep it in your bedroom, keep it in your living room. Comes in every color. It's got like a little like velour kind of finish to it. You can get you get different covers for it, all that kind of stuff. But here's the best thing. It keeps your dog healthier. I mean, I shouldn't even have to tell you anything after that. How does it keep your dog healthier? It supports your dog's joints. You can't have your dog sleeping on a bad bed. Imagine if you slept on a bad bed. Even once. I sleep on a bad bed in the Airbnb. I'm like, I'm mopey, I'm whining, I'm cracking my back. You have your dog sleeping on a bad bed every single night. Your dog's going to feel like shit. Your dog can't speak English and can't tell you that he feels bad. Get your dog a big barker so your dog stays healthier. It is engineered by, and happier. It is engineered by experts to make sure your dog fights off the arthritis that can happen as your dog gets older. It happens to dogs just like it happens to people. Penn Vet did a study. They found an improvement in joint function, a reduction in pain severity, a reduction in joint stiffness, an improvement in gait. All those things happen, and you can just see the difference. If you go to bigbarker.com/Ricky or go to the link in the description so you can get this t-shirt, you can see the difference. When you look at the picture, you can see the dog on the dog bed. It doesn't sink all the way to the bottom like the one that you got at the pet store for $40. It's a real bed. Get your dog a real bed. A 10-year warranty. The foam doesn't flatten or they replace it for free. A 1-year at-home trial. If you don't like it or your dog doesn't like it, they will give you a full refund and pay for the shipping. It's handmade in the USA. Big Barker Dog Beds. Joel Embiid on being a Knicks villain. It's not hostile. I love New York. New York is my favorite city in the world. I've had a place here for the past 5 years. I just love New York. If I've got to be the punching bag and you hear a lot of FMB, that's okay. I love it. You didn't have to do the part in the middle, Joe.
No, he didn't.
Like, what the fuck is your problem?
No, he did.
Fucking stop it.
Guy's trolling. Trolling pretty good. Effectively. Unfortunately, didn't need to hear it.
No.
Didn't need to hear it.
Not at all.
As far as covering Brunson goes, another really fucking good game for that dude, man. Played 51 minutes.
He's good.
15 of 32 from the field for 40 points.
He's pretty good.
4 of 11 from 3, 6 of 9 from deep. Only 6 assists, 4 turnovers. He started out a little cold. It felt like he was pulling up and shooting tough shots over long contests, and Embiid was always there to, like, on drives to show length and stuff. A couple times they would set that screen high, and then either Batum or Oubre. One time it was Batum really got caught on the screen. This was in overtime, and Joel was dropping, and Jalen stepped into a 3 to tie it. I would really rather them, especially if they set that screen high, go under those screens, because he's not that good of a like deep 3-point taker. He needs those. He's such a mid-range guy. Almost like DeRozan-y a little bit, in that like he needs to step into the 3 to feel good about it, and from that distance, he's just not that effective as much as he is when he can step into it. And the alternative is Joel trying to meet him at the level, and Jalen blows by him, which happened a bunch of times. Or like Batum or Oubre trying to get around the screen fast enough, and they just don't. They just when he has space to take it, I would rather him try to take those threes. If you're going to go under and he's going to pull up from like 28, he's having to shoot that over the guy screening. And I think that's something I'd rather live with than him like walking into Joel, 10 feet off of him and stepping into that 3. For the most part, they didn't. Oh, sorry.
He makes shots, man. Like
he does. He definitely does.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm honestly, every time he lets go of a shot, I'm scared.
Yeah.
And the only good thing about the specific weakness he has is that he is not great creating for others. Like he's a Maxey level, maybe even not even Maxey level, sort of creator for others and passer. He's a great scorer. He's an absolutely great scorer. I think if he was a better passer and had sort of better court vision, he would be he's already murder. But I think that's the one sort of advantage you have guarding him, is that you're not sort of worried about him finding the guy across the court, or like he's an okay passer, but he's an outrageous scorer.
Yeah,
like
for sure. I mean, he's so balanced.
Yeah,
that the threat of the pass is there because he doesn't ever overcommit to the drive the way Maxey does sometimes. For the most, it felt like this game was, we are not. Hartenstein didn't have any floaters. He had that one weird jumper that I was annoyed went in, but after hitting. He had like 14, 16 points in the last game.
He hit every single one of them.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Infuriating. They
He
didn't
had a
give him any
jumper
this
in the
time.
first 5 minutes of the game. I was like, oh no, here we go.
They didn't give him any this time.
Yeah.
And I think it was, we're going to make you make the cross-court pass to the shooter, and we're going to hopefully get out in time. They weren't leaving Josh Hart open. The one time they left him wide open was the one he made. He was 0 of 5 otherwise. It felt like, as much as it is, it's like we are going to make it seemed like they were playing the kind of defense I wanted them to play, which is we're going to make Brunson take tough shots. I think Embiid always didn't do a great job of that. I think that you could go under sometimes, as I said, and you can have Tobias. If I wouldn't mind if Tobias didn't leave him to help on Deuce McBride sometimes, but it felt like we're going to make Brunson beat us. And in 51 minutes, he was a -9. And it's I understand it's counterintuitive and it's frustrating, it's backbreaking, but like making that guy do everything for them and not giving them wide open looks otherwise, I think is the best chance. And then they have to hit, their shooters have to hit tough contested shots, which sometimes they do. Deuce McBride, it says he was 6 for 11. To me, it felt like he was 20 of 20. Deuce McBride has never missed in my eyes. I don't believe it. It's unbelievable.
I'm sure every single one of them is going in, by the way. Yeah.
Everyone. And Anunoby was also pretty good tonight. Like, you got to take your chances on them taking contested threes and making them make plays off the dribble. But I would really rather, if we can prevent Brunson from getting all the way to the rim, forcing him to take floaters over Joel, which he can make, but is a tougher shot and makes him and taxes him more. And I think they did a pretty good job of at least going at him a couple times. I wouldn't mind trying to get him in foul trouble more often if Maxey has him on a switch to keep doing that. Maxey did get fouled one time. I forget if it was him or not, but they didn't call it. Because if you can get Brunson in foul trouble, then like they're hanging by a thread. They don't have enough guys that can beat anybody else off the dribble if you play him straight. But they did enough, man. From the brink, over and over again, 6-0 boards, not giving wide open threes, not making too many stupid fouls, turning them over enough, making the other guys that are not Brunson make some mistakes. If we can clean up those Embiid turnovers, which were annoying, if we can get Embiid like going again in his like bread and butter stuff, and if some of the other guys can keep hitting shots, then
just win one more game.
One at a time, baby.
Just win one more game and see what happens. One at a fucking time.
Yeah, see what happens. We're always great in Game 7. That's no problem. Oh, thank God they won, man.
Yeah. I didn't want to lose this one. And I gotta go to WFAN tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I mean, it was so close. It was so close to being the first Boston series.
Yeah.
That this era of basketball have played when it was a close 5-game series, and you're like, is a 5-game series really close? And it's like, yes, it is. It is very close, and these games were close, and a lot of them could have been a coin flip. And it's thank God for Maxey, man. Thank God for Mike Muscala. Thank God for AU building the Mike Muscala statue unpermitted. Unreal. Some unreal stuff. I want to see. I liked what I saw from Nick Nurse today. I actually especially like him breaking his finger, smashing his hand on the table.
I'm sure you would love that.
I love that. That's what I need to see. Doc would never, but I would like another surprise wrinkle. Give me a little surprise. Somebody else, Stone Cold coming in from the back, and it's Ricky Council in a Stone Cold shirt. Like, give me somebody with some juice, because these guys are tired, dude. Both teams, especially with Boyan out for the series. Mitch is still like kind of on one foot. He was definitely not 100%, but he's long enough and smart enough and plays within himself enough. Mitch Robinson to like make plays happen. He was a +2 in 25 minutes. Hartenstein a -9. This is such a fucking dogfight, survive and advance, and I wouldn't mind bringing somebody in with a little freshness.
One last thing, Knick fans, you can eat a dick. You can just eat a giant dick that you don't want to eat. I know some people do want to eat dicks, and that's fine, but I want you to eat a dick that you don't want to eat. Like, fuck you guys. I fucking can't stand you guys. I fucking, from the depths of my soul, eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick.
Oh, that fucking flagrant foul. If they lost, you would have never heard from me again. If they lost by fucking 1 on that flagrant foul. Unbelievable.
Just eat a dick. Okay. We have Game 6 on Thursday night.
They haven't announced the time yet, have they?
It depends on the
We're gonna have to do
Bucks
this.
game.
We're gonna have to do this exact thing again.
Well, no, there's a chance the game could be at 9:00, right? If Milwaukee wins.
If the Bucks win, it's at 9:00. If it's,
oh,
yeah.
I am. Come on, Doc.
The Bucks are up 17 right now.
Oh,
They're
There
up
we
in the
go.
third.
That
And-
would be big.
And I can sleep later on Friday because I don't have a fucking. I actually am not working on Friday. Well, I'm
that'd
working
be so
for
big.
Fan, but whatever.
That'd be so nice. I might still record the podcast here
Yeah, just
to avoid the drive.
Yeah.
We'll see.
you're
Oh
gonna
my
need
God.
CJ's YouTube TV again.
I got you, CJ.
Yeah.
You can't kick me out now. I live here.
Yeah,
I live with CJ now.
I love you podcasting from the beyond or whatever.
From the beyond.
Yeah,
This is it.
yeah.
It's a very nice screening room. If I was smarter, I could find a way to watch the game on the big screen, but then I'm liable to punch a hole in it. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I
would
should
be
keep
bad.
watching it on my laptop.
That'd be bad.
Whoo! Thank God, man.
Just quick question. I know you're not allowed to talk about this. Just blink twice if it's true. Is the movie with Emma Stone about this game?
Yes.
That's the plot.
Yes. I pre-wrote it. You know how like Sixers Adam pre-writes his recaps? Like I pre-wrote the movie to be like about this game.
By the way, did Sixers Adam texted
He was texting
you?
us. I didn't look at it.
Oh,
I have
okay.
so many unread texts.
Okay.
What's he talking about?
Well, he was talking about somebody at the game was saying that they couldn't wait to listen to the Ricky. I won't say the name of the person who it is, but
No way. This is no way this is true. He said it's 95%.
yeah.
I don't know. Adam. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. Friend of mine was in a meeting with Tommy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Closest we've come.
Wow.
Any day now. Any day now he's gonna come knocking and say, I've heard all the shit you've been saying. And I'm gonna be like, you're totally right.
Well, no, he does hate us, by the way. Like,
For sure.
I think I've told that on the pod. Like,
I just don't know what his purpose is or why he exists. I don't think that's
No
nothing
offense.
personal. That's no offense. That's nothing personal. I just don't know what his role in the world is. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I can't say that anymore. He's totally right. 100%.
all right.
Woo!
We'll talk to you on Thursday night. Let's go Doc so we get a 9:00 game. And if it's 9:00 game, I think the last train back to New York is 11, so they're never even going to be able to get back that night. They'll be stranded.
Oh, one game at a time. One game at a time.
One game at a time.
One game at a time.
One game at a time.
Oh my God.
One game at a time. Okay,
Unreal.
Sixers win. Maxey's the best. Knicks fans, eat a dick. AU, build a statue. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Are you down with TTP?
Yeah, you know fucking lick face, man.
Yeah.
Let's go!